Montel Williams. This right here was prime TV. Back in the 90s, we had to watch TV shows like Jerry Springer and Steve Wilkos, Maury Povich. You know what I'm talking about? Some, sit down with some weird people and figure out how they're living. And that was like the best TV. I swear to God. I mean, outside of like court TV and sitcoms, you were watching this reality TV that isn't, it's not real, but at the same time it could be fucking real. And in the case of Montel Williams, Sylvia Browne had better be real. Now, I just looked up Montel Williams, Sylvia Browne, and she's got a book, we're about to check her out. Because if you don't know who Miss Sylvia Browne is, you might want to, look it up, man. She's crazy, dude. She's like Montel, you have audience members that are from the Andromeda galaxy. You have visitors here among us. And like, she can see into the future, she can read your mind. People would ask questions like, hey, Sylvia, my dog was hit by a car the other day. I just want to know if he's gonna make it all right. No, she's not gonna make it all right. She's dead. She's gone already to heaven, baby. Shit like that, bro. I'm just trying to show you guys the Sylvia Browne. If you haven't heard of Sylvia Browne or if you forgot, let's get into it. I'm Sylvia Browne. Oh fuck.
Fast, please welcome author of the book Secrets and Mysteries of the World, world-renowned psychic Sylvia Browne. Sylvia, wait a minute, yet another book.
Sylvia Browne got another book out, and that's because before fucking YouTube and you could just Google or listen to podcasts about people talking about all kinds of mysteries, you got your conspiracy fix on daytime TV. That's right, Sylvia Browne. She has all the answers to all these mysteries in the world. She's about to talk about the Bermuda Triangle. Check it out, man.
My spirit guide is named Francine. She said that it is it was sort of like Beam Me Up, Scotty. You remember in Star Trek? Mm-hmm. She said the Bermuda Triangle is not just there. There's places in Nebraska, which was a documented case, in which a man disappeared right in front of his doorway. And they could hear him screaming for 3 days in the middle of the air, which must have been horrible.
Yeah, it must have really fucking sucked, Sylvia Browne. Imagine you just fucking walking around and then, guess what? Sylvia Browne says that the Bermuda Triangle is fucking tubes. I mean, like, beam me up, Scotty, tubes all the way to Andromeda. Or some fucking shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I bet you could hear him screaming for several days. I bet it sucked. Come on, Sylvia. Show a little compassion to us normal human people that don't have to know what it's like to see the Bermuda Triangle in everyday life like you, Sylvia Browne.
It's a tube.
But do you come back or you just get beamed out somewhere?
No, see, we are just stupid when we get in there because we don't know how to use it. Apparently they knew how to use it, so somebody has to come from the other side and rescue us.
So every now and then, somebody just happens to, by happenstance, cruise through this area and get beamed to where?
To another galaxy. A lot of them get beamed to Andromeda.
Who's hanging out in Andromeda?
I've told you, you've had people in your audience from Andromeda.
I hail from Andromeda. You dare laugh, you puny human.
Hold up. I don't know about you guys, but I remember when I was a kid and I heard that Sylvia Browne, the world-renowned psychic, said that there were aliens in Montel Williams' audience for the first time, and like it completely convinced me that aliens are real. I'm staying up all night looking out at the window thinking about aliens and UFOs and like really convinced, So when the government let out those files a couple of years ago about UFOs and aliens existing and, when everyone was Naruto running around the Area 51, like I was ready for it. I bet you were ready for it. Does this mean that Sylvia Browne was pre-programming?
So, okay, again, the book is called Secrets and Mysteries of the World. All these kinds of little nuances, the things like Stonehenge, even UFOs.
Even UFOs.
It's all covered in this book.
That's right, even the pyramids.
I got a guy sitting in this audience when we come back who believes that he's captured a UFO on tape. I want you to take a look at it and figure out whether or not we got it.
All right, okay, that's great.
I wish one of those guys was laying in my backyard or something one day. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after.
Now we're gonna get into some of these audience members, but first I want to point out how Montel Williams clapped back at Andromeda. Fuck them.
Hi, Sylvia. It's a pleasure to meet you. I feel like I've been on a journey to get here. My brother passed away mysteriously at his kitchen table. We don't understand what happened. Can you help me with that?
This was a stroke.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Sylvia. I lost my mother in 2002, and one of the last things that she made a comment to me was that I had trouble getting pregnant, and she told me that she was going to help send a child to me, and I was just wondering if I'm ever going to have my own biological child.
A baby girl.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want you to take a look at this.
Guakatoka, Domino Jedi Budu Dawuda Kakawachata.
No, this was a UFO. Have you any idea, for some reason, how many people in the southern hemisphere of the United States have seen more UFOs than any other part? I don't know why they concentrate on the, but no, that was a UFO.
And you said now what, how many days was that there? Was there for just a short period of time? How long was that like there?
I actually filmed about an hour's worth the first night.
And it just kept hovering.
First night, how many nights was it there?
There was 3 nights.
You weren't the only person who called into the local television station, obviously.
No.
See, you know what makes me crazy? I think they think we're stupid. You know, like this Area 50, what is it, 51?
Area 51.
They've been trying, let me tell you something. Of course, I'll have the FBI and the CIA. They've been trying to reproduce UFOs and they can't do it. That's what they're doing in Area 51. But they don't want us to know. How stupid is that? We're not going to run anywhere. And if you stop and think about, logically, if they can get here, they can hurt us. They're not going to hurt us. They're just observing us. See, we were transplanted here. We were colonized by them. Can you imagine how disappointed they are when they see what we've done?
I think that could have been a UFO. I don't know, but I don't think this guy even believes that it's a UFO. I feel like he was like a plant. But at the same time, I'm hoping that Sylvia Browne is real, because that little last bit she said at the end, talking about how the aliens or whatever colonized us and put us on here, on this earth, like that is the crazy secret. Fuck Bigfoot and Stonehenge, Loch Ness Monster, fucking aliens, whatever. The whole secret about the human prison is the craziest fucking one. We gotta call Sylvia Browne. She passed? I have to look it up. I hope she's still alive. I love you, Sylvia Browne. You the best psychic.
Hi, Sylvia. I lost an 11-year-old handicapped son. I was wondering if he can say
He
anything
made it
to me.
right to the other side.
Hi, Sylvia. I'm 2 months pregnant, and I just wanted to know if my baby's going to be healthy. I have a lot of health problems.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enter the Text to Connect with Montel and Sylvia sweepstakes, and you could win an all-expense-paid trip right here to New York City to see Sylvia Browne.
Just text the word JOIN to 69898, and from now until July 31st, you'll receive an inspirational message from Sylvia.
Oh man, you already know. Sylvia and Montel got the bag. The Sylvia Browne sweepstakes. Text JOIN to 696996. Man, they was really plugging on these motherfuckers on a conspiracy way.
You got the look I like the way you look. You got this.
I look the like you look. I like the like you like. You look the way I look. I like the way you look. You got the look I like. At Ross, you can look how you like. What the fuck were these ads? I love that song. I look and look like lick. Lick like lick, look like look.
Well, back in 1988, it was approximately 11:30 at night. I was walking across the field behind my apartment, realized I was wearing inappropriate clothes for where I was headed on Biscayne Boulevard.
Right, I've done the same thing.
Turned around. As I'm walking back, there's something in the dumpster, and it's digging through the garbage dumpster. I was probably about 50 feet away. As I'm walking, I'm assuming it's boxes,
A dog,
garbage,
a cat,
a
yeah.
costume. Yes, a dog or a cat. When I was about 10 feet away and it heard me hit the gravel, it then put its hands on the side, lifted up its head, looked directly at me, and all I could see was gray, no nose, no mouth, no ears, and black, beady eyes, looking direct. And I was frozen in time for like 2 minutes.
Was it your cousin Fred?
No.
Animal?
It was not an animal. I took off running, and when I went back with a car to look at the garbage dumpster, there was nothing sticking out over it.
This takes too long, but let me go real fast.
I know I said all kinds of crap talking about Sylvia Browne, but right here she is really going to break it down. She's going to dig deep into manifestation and thought projection and the real true power of the human mind. The kind of stuff that they're really trying to keep secret. Also, if you're interested in Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, yada yada, El Chupacabra, she's gonna get into how those things exist. And you can tell this woman in the red is really trying to get the alien. You know, she's describing an alien, so she's hoping for alien, but it's not. And, you know, Sylvia Browne's not just gonna lie to her and say it's an alien. She's gonna tell her where it comes from. And a lot of people in this audience really believe in Christ and follow the Christian religion, you can tell. So they want to believe it's aliens. They don't want to believe it's the mythological creature land with, you know, gnomes and leprechauns and unicorns. But that's really where that shit comes from. And take it away, Sylvia. Get them.
There are 7 levels of ascension above this level. This being the middle level, Earth level. Then we go to level 1, which is the orientation level after we die. Do you see what I mean? Then we go into animal husbandry and gardening and, you know, and orientation. Okay, below that are 7 other levels. Someday I'm going to write a book about that. Huh? This is where the unicorns live. This is where the gnomes live. This is where once in a while you get a bleed through. In fact, I think I know some people that are bleed throughs. But anyway, because there are too many stories from every country about gnomes, about weird creatures. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And once in a while, see, these are what comes sometimes in our nightmares. The 7 lower levels sometimes bleed through. This wasn't a UFO. This
wasn't
was what we call a bleed through from lower level.
Did you call his
Does
name?
that make any sense?
I thought it was an alien.
Did it follow you home?
No.
No. I locked myself in my house, and I was petrified for weeks. I wouldn't come out.
No, it's a lower level in it. I mean, they really do exist, because think about all the cultures that have believed in unicorns, leprechauns, gnomes.
How about all over South America? They got an animal down there, and I'll tell you something. I'm not going to waste time to talk about it on the show. Got an animal down there called the chupacabra.
Oh, shoot, chupacabra. I wrote it, yeah, chupacabra.
I saw the chupacabra.
Montel, dude, stop. Hold on. She said she rode an El Chupacabra. Dude, she rode an El Chupa. That's legendary as hell. That is Sylvia Browne, world-renowned psychic that rode an El Chupacabra legendary, dude. Why are we moseying over this fact that she rode El Chupacabra? Well, what's really going on here is she's trying to play a really, you know, cool character. They do this little dynamic where she's like, oh, in fact, I know some people who are burnouts. You know what I mean? And then everyone's like, hee hee hee. But Montel is like trying to convince Sylvia Browne that he's seen an El Chupacabra when he doesn't need to. He should be the most believed person in her that she should already know. Like, you can't lie to Sylvia Browne or make up stories. So he's like, oh, but I really did see it, because she's a regular person. And then she's on some I rode an El Chupacabra shit. But what's going on in the subtext is she's trying to explain to everyone that there's a difference between real things and things that you create in the mind. Like, Montel cannot let go of Bigfoot, and this lady really wants it to be an alien.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
I believe you, but I'm telling you, Montel's from a lower level. It's a real thing, but it comes from a lower level. The same thing as her family is still around, so are these lower levels still around.
Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster is a tulpa. Now, a tulpa is an energy force that we put so much energy into, we've created it. Do you see what I'm saying? In other words, our minds are stronger.
So this is something that I brought forth?
No. You just happen to run into a lower level entity. We call them in my business, my world, subterraneans. You know, they're in the subterranean.
But wait, they come through, they go back? They
go back. They go back.
So she didn't have
It's
to worry
almost
about
like a
this one?
dimension.
So
No,
I
it's
hang
not
out at
going
her
to come
house,
back
digging her
and get
garbage
her.
can.
No.
I don't have to worry.
Not looking
that-
for you.
Okay.
It's not Uncle Billy.
You can't. He saw one and I did too. A chupacabra.
I saw
Yeah.
Chupacabra.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, I defy somebody to tell me I didn't see it.
Oh, I know.
I did. Now, how about I got you said Loch Ness Monster. What is a Loch Ness Monster?
It is it did exist at one time because the monks did feed it. You know, they by the old castle there, but it's no longer in existence. But people keep. It's like if we keep visualizing and believing in something, it's like the Yeti. It becomes an actual thought form.
How about Bigfoot?
Same thing.
That's
Same
not real
thing.
either.
No.
So there's no Bigfoot walking around.
No.
So excuse me. There's no Bigfoot, but there's things coming up digging in garbage cans. Huh? There's Chupacabra running around.
Chupacabras. It just goes to show you what the mind. Now, does that mean because we've created it over so many centuries that it doesn't exist? Absolutely not.
All right, wait. There's angels.
Absolutely.
There are another phylum of kind of like that, right?
Absolutely.
What about fairies?
I saw a fairy.
What?
And I never believed in it.
Was
I
a
was
fairy
married to an
angel?
Irishman. No. And I was in the Ring of Kerry, and I was making such fun of him, which goes to show you how to keep your big mouth shut, right? And I was making so much fun of him. And I love the Irish. Don't get me wrong. Ireland's one of my favorite places, but I just got so sick of hearing about this. So I'm going through the Ring of Kerry, and I swear to God, and I have good eyesight, I looked over, and here is this fairy on an oleander bush, sitting there.
Okay, so what is
And
a
I
fairy?
blinked and blinked and blinked. It's from the lower phylums. Now, I said to the guy that's driving the cart, listen to me. I said, there's a fairy on the oleander bush. You know what he said? Uh-huh.
Wait a second. So there could be a fairy on the oleander bush. There could be
He didn't care.
a gnome. There could be
believed in
Loch
him.
Ness Monster, and there's no Bigfoot. I'm coming back to Bigfoot. I think how people say, yeah, Bigfoot, right?
Bigfoot is real because it is a thought energy force.
But it's not real as a thing.
It's not real as a thing. But the chupacabra is, and what she saw is, do you see what I mean?
Something.
Okay, there's a famous story.
You see what I mean? That was supposed to be it. They were supposed to get how the things that are real, and the things that aren't real, which is why there's only one Bigfoot, why there's only one Loch Ness Monster, one Yeti in the snow. There's only one because we're all making one. You know what I mean? But it's out there, but it's not real like an El Chupacabra. There's a bunch of them in the subterranean levels. The lower phylums is what she's talking about here. So she's like, all right, you guys aren't getting it. He won't let go of Bigfoot. You don't understand what I'm saying. Here's a story. Get him!
Of a doctor who wanted to create an old friar. This is absolutely a documented proof.
Now, what she means by friar are those little priest servants, the little people that serve the church, a little friar, a little man, you know, with a robe and a hat or a hood, and, you know, the funny little monk mohawk reversal haircut, a friar, you know what I mean? And they're making it, she's making it, like, with her mind by using thought projection. And this is apparently, according to Miss Sylvia Browne here, is a file documented story of a doctor who did this.
She spent 20 years creating this little round friar.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, you know, the tonsure. He had a belt. He was a little Franciscan friar. Then he began to get evil on her. It took her almost 20 years to get rid of this thought projection, and it gave her a heart attack.
But does anybody else see that thought projection?
Everybody saw this little friar. She actually would concentrate day after day. You could read about it. Has anybody heard about this? Yes. I see
I
him
just
shaking
know
their head.
this. I'm going to go sit around and see if I see a fairy, I'm still looking for Bigfoot. That's what I'm going to break. We'll be back right after this. I can see him.
Really hope you're enjoying the video, fam, and make sure you click the like and subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this shit, for real. Sylvia Browne, Montel Williams, when's the last time? Honestly, I was scrolling around on my Instagram and I saw something about Montel Williams' show, and a African American and a Jewish person had an interaction on a talk show, and that is a very, hot subject right now. And for someone like me who's like doesn't have a filter and just say whatever the fuck, I'm just gonna talk about Sylvia Browne first, okay? So this next couple of guests, you could just really tell the difference between the acting or this is all real. You know what I mean? Like that's where you have to put yourself, because I'm just thinking like if this is all real, then this is how people really behave.
Yes, ma'am, you had a question for Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. When I was a very small child, I had, I guess, an imaginary friend named Juja Anna. And when I was before kindergarten, my parents were taking me back a road to some friends of theirs. And as we crossed over like a little footbridge that a car could go over, I began getting really upset. And I was about 4, screaming that I died there, I died there. And ever since then, Juja Anna disappeared. I was wondering, was that a past life?
No, it was a past life, and she was with you, and she was your sister, and she stayed with you until you released that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, you had a question for Sylvia.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could tell me exactly what was causing my son's esophagitis and illness, and whether we were going to have to tube feed him or
Dairy.
not. It is dairy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And listen to me. We had a show like this once, and even some medications have lactose bindings in them. So please be so religiously careful about that. You're welcome, sweetheart.
Ooh, with a little bit of
Have you
and a
had
little bit
an
of
unusual experience and you need Sylvia Browne's help? If so,
Sylvia Browne.
call us at 1-800-MONTEL-2. That's 1-800-MONTEL-2.
I wanna fuck with Sylvia Browne. Getting that Sylvia Browne talking like that.
You think differently from most people, don't you? That's actually what it takes to design movie posters, album covers, and music videos.
I never get tired of these weird 90s ads, dude. It's pretty awesome. But the coolest part is that you're chilling watching Montel with me. Thanks for watching this video, man. Yeah, Billy Blaze.
Keep me